Hey, Coach, after watching the film, how'd that left side of the line hold up with the two ends?
Good, real good. Yeah, both played two of their best games. Good in protection, good in the run game. You know, the right calls.
Is that something you think you'll stick with this week, probably?
Yeah, we'll see. Juwan Bushel-Beatty also was a huge factor.
Stay on the left here with Steve.
If you talk about what Wormley gives you both as a leader and as a player, I think it was Chase Winovich referred to him as Papa.
Really consummate, great football character, great human character, really good leadership skills. Strong and makes well thought out decisions and equally as good on the football field. Just always been a rock solid guy that you like being around, and somebody that you try to emulate his qualities. He's a thinker and makes good decisions.
Let's move all the way back to the camera bank there.
Jim, reading some of the players' post-game comments from Saturday, they talked about how last year you kind of let the finish of the game sink in a little bit. But since that game, you guys have gone 11-1 over 2 seasons. So is that something where that kind of has fueled it since, or this week it's really going to come out in an aggressive form?
This is a big game for us. Championship type of ball game. Our preparations will need to be at their best. I don't have much more to say about that. That's says it all.
Move up to the front here, Coach, with John.
Play from Saturday that didn't get talked about in here. Vaughn breaks out. Peppers runs him down and knocks him out. Doesn't get they don't score on that. Is that kind of a play that you can teach from on effort and the ability that it takes to make that play?
Yeah, it was a great individual play by Jabril. Really showed his speed. Yeah, there'd definitely be things to teach off it from. I thought you were going to bring up the spot on the third down. I thought that was a play that wasn't talked about much.
No, but you can.
I don't know if I've ever seen maybe I've never seen a worse call in a game of football. That just after the replay, to where you could spot it. That play could stand. It wasn't spotted a yard and a half further after it was replayed. I don't understand. Somebody mentioned. I think somebody said something about. I mentioned it. Oh, I mentioned it. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen a more strange replay. Maybe there has been. But somebody said something about, well, if it doesn't make the line to gain, then.
Yeah.
Who said it? Woodrow said it?
Yeah.
Okay. Then they don't
Right,
respot it?
I think that's, I was
Really?
actually gonna look it up, yeah.
Be interesting. If a spot doesn't make a first down, then it stands wherever it was spotted in your. That doesn't make sense to me because, okay, what if the official gets the yard lines confused? Maybe he misses it by 5 yards.
Right, and plus if you
Or maybe
look it
misses
up,
it by 10.
you might wanna go for it if it's 4th and inches as opposed to 4th and.
Yeah, obviously, I mean, just getting the right spot.
Right.
Seems to be, that is reviewable. It's, so he misses it by 5 yards then, but it's not a first down, then they would change and get the correct?
I think that's
Or
the
2
rule.
yards?
Cause
Or
the
1?
challenge is it a first down, not is it a proper spot?
No, it's challenging the spot. Yeah, it was there, it said it was misspotted.
Yeah, I think that's the rule though.
That is the rule?
I think, yeah, I was gonna double check. Dave, were you gonna
I'll
double
check
check?
it.
Do something like-
Check it after.
official gets confused,
Right,
thought he went out on the sideline at the 35, but he really went out on the 30, and then you review that, even though it doesn't make a first down. Is that something that can be challenged?
well, that's a good point, it is, yeah.
Yeah, my understanding of the rules and the review system is that it's the spot, to get the correct spot. So, be interested to see what the explanation is.
Move to the back right, Mike.
Jim, I think they probably played the score of the game at that point, don't you think? That they just let it go because it was the score of the game?
Is that in the rule book?
I know.
I haven't come across that rule either. Maybe Joe's aware of it.
I'll check it.
That wasn't my question. You said this spring that Amar Garbo was the best wide receiver, that he had elevated his game to, because JU had given him that incentive. Where do you think those two guys stand right now? How much are they playing off each other, and how do you like Amaro's play specifically this season so far?
Amar's been outstanding. He's been top of his game, ever improving, always improving. Just a real football player. Tremendous worker in practice. JU has been the same. Both have been great players for Michigan football, and it is good the way they, in a genuine, good for the team way, elevate each other's games.
Go in the middle here, Coach Adam.
Jim, just kind of curious, what are your thoughts about the job that Mark has done in East Lansing, specifically the 6 years, and then kind of just connecting that to where you guys are going? It's like two programs this season going in opposite direction. They're struggling. You guys are at your highest point in about 10 years. I was just kind of curious on your thoughts of what Mark's done in the year that they're having.
Is there a question in there?
Yeah. What do you
Seems like you're
think
making a
of the
statement.
job that Mark has done? And I guess when you look at the struggles, I mean, it's uncharacteristic.
He's done a great job. One of the best college football coaching jobs in the history of the game. And, at the highest level.
What do you make of the struggles this year that they're having?
It doesn't matter what's happened before this week, for us or for an opponent, it never does. It matters what happens on the game day. So, we know the task in front of us, we know the challenge, and it's up to us to get prepared to play that game so we can go out there confident and execute and have a chance to be successful. They're a very good football team. We know we'll be tough to beat. We know they'll be tough to beat. So, but in the meantime, we'll get prepared for the game.
To your right, Coach. Nick.
Jim, do you guys expect Chris to be that this week? Evans?
We'll see. That's a little early to know yet.
Did he have a concussion, or was it not?
Yeah,
He did have-
anything like that is a roll of concussion. I think he's doing good.
And then last year's last play, you said before that you never want to be involved in a game where something crazy like that happens. Do you think about that play at all, that punt thing at the end of the game? Is it, or have you moved on from it?
Yeah, I mean, both.
You do think about it now and again, or?
As you said, I mean, I was hoping to never be a part of a play at the end of the game where it was a Hail Mary or one of those lateral 10 times to beat you on a kickoff or block punt or all those, those ways where feet snatches a victory away at the very end. But as I said, I was hoping to not go my whole career without having that happen. Obviously, that didn't happen. And then I don't know what the second part of the question was.
Have you just moved on from it?
Yeah, I have. So yes to both.
In the front there, Jeff.
What makes Jordan Lewis such a special player, and how has he played since he returned from injury?
Well, so many things make him good. I mean, he's so on the details. He's so on his preparation. It's really important to him. Tremendous athlete. I mean, ridiculous instincts. He's got speed, he's got quickness, he's got great hand-eye coordination, ball skills, physicality. He's an excellent tackler. Just all those things are at the top of the list.
And what levels he at since the return?
He's at the highest level. he's continued to be and improving, great player.
In the back right there, Greg.
Jim, you talk a lot about getting better every day and improving. Your defense has been so good. Where can they get better as you move on throughout the season?
That's a great question. They're playing so good. I mean, we just have to really give them a pat on the back right now, but it's not time to take a victory lap. I guess that'd be the, just to keep going at the same relentless, intense pace that they have and approach that they've had to every game, because we're a little over halfway, at the halfway point, so you don't want to take a victory lap, but you do have to recognize that this defense is playing great football.
Directly in front of you there, Coach Larry.
What did you learn from that last play scenario last year? I mean, I don't know if it's possible to prepare for every single scenario, like if your punter bobbles fall on it. What did you learn, if anything, from that play?
Several things, Larry, several things.
Such as?
Have the punter at the right depth, not being a spread punt in that situation. Would be the two to come to mind.
I think Mark wanted to ask you. Mark?
Jim, I guess for me, this is when you were playing, did you notice something different with guys who were in-state? I mean, you had come, I guess, from California, but you had been here before. In this rivalry game, the guys who were in-state guys kind of approached it differently than guys who came from out of state?
I mean, I used to think that. I used to think that when I was an in-state guy playing in this game, but you realize that you approach all big games, or you learn, or you train yourself to approach all big games not differently.
Also, what's the status of Grant Terry and other guys who are suspended or
He's going to be back practicing today.
Back over here to the left. Wojo, just go without the.
Oh, just go.
Yeah.
I look and I can't find the rule. I just look. You say treat every game the same, can't treat them differently. Does that have to be almost an extra point of emphasis this week because it is such a rivalry game and such a big game, and not let your players get too caught up in it as the week unfolds?
It's been an ongoing strategy for our football team to treat every opponent with respect, treat every game as a big game, treat every game as a championship game. Just learn that that's the best approach, in our opinion. But then when you're in those tight games, you're in those pressure situations, you've already been there, you've already done it, because you've treated every snap that way through the course of the season. It's found it to be the best way to focus and be loose at the same time, and attempt to have the most success.
Good time for a couple more. We'll start with the front here on the left.
Coach Matt Godin had a play, I think, where he got to the quarterback, hit him low. Was that the correct interpretation of that rule? And as a quarterback, do you like that rule?
I thought he was blocked into the play, where I was standing. So no, I didn't think it was the correct interpretation of it.
Go right next to him, Matt.
We got to see Kareem Walker dressed for the first time this season. Is there still a chance he's going to play this year?
No, I think we'll save the year. He's practicing, doing a really nice job. You never know for sure. You don't know what'll happen with the depth at a certain position, but our intent would be to save the year for Kareem.
All right, Adam, last question.
Excuse me. Nick and Larry kind of already mentioned it, but going back to the and not necessarily the punt, but Michigan State has, and specifically D'Antonio, has found ways to win on the last play of the game. He's had, all kinds of mousetrap stuff out, kind of trick plays. When you do prepare for that, I mean, how much of an emphasis is that? But literally one play can decide it.
Yeah, he's one of the best. I've known him for years. You have to make your preparations accordingly.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.